Thank you, Randeep. Good afternoon. Thank you all for joining this briefing. As you would be aware, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi is on a state visit to the Republic of Seychelles from 27 to 29 June 2026 at the invitation of His Excellency President MEA. This visit comes on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of the independence of Seychelles. It is also a happy coincidence that it is also the 50th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between India and Seychelles. This is Prime Minister Modi's second visit to Seychelles. He last visited here in 2015, and you would be aware of President MEA's very successful state visit to India in February 2026, following his victory at the general elections held in Seychelles last year in October 2025. Let me just say a few words about the relationship and its place in India's overall policy framework. Seychelles is obviously a very important member of and a very important partner for India in its Vision Mahasagar, which is mutual and holistic advancement for security and growth across regions, as well as in India's commitment to the global south. This is a relationship that is long-standing, that is historical. It was referenced several times in the engagements and discussions yesterday as well as today, dating back, of course, to the arrival of the first people from the Indian subcontinent as far back as 1770. In fact, I understand that there are even today records in the University of Puducherry that have a record of the names of those 5 individuals who arrived on board that ship. And I was taking a look at that list, and I could see that at the top of the list there was one Mr. Muthu and one Mr. Chari, and these were the names that were immediately recognizable. So this is a relationship that for the longest time has been underpinned by very close people-to-people relations, and in the modern era by growing developmental partnership initiatives, which include substantive maritime security and defense cooperation between the two countries. India has assisted the development of Seychelles through a mix of small and large development projects and an extensive suite of capacity building and training initiatives based on the requirements and priorities of Seychelles. You might have noted Prime Minister's reference during his address to the National Assembly of Seychelles today that nearly 1 in every 50 Seychellois happens to have been trained in India. Earlier this year, in February 2026, when President MEA visited India, the two sides also announced the conclusion of a blended assistance package under the India-Seychelles joint vision for sustainability, economic growth and security through enhanced linkages. We are two neighbors in a very important, very crucial maritime neighborhood, and therefore it's only natural for the two countries to engage in discussions to address common challenges related to maritime terrorism, piracy, drug trafficking, IUU fishing, and a host of other issues. And these were, in fact, amongst the issues that came up for discussions during the current ongoing visit as well. A few words about the components of the official program of the Prime Minister. He arrived in Seychelles yesterday afternoon. He was received by President MEA as well as Vice President Sébastien Pillay at the airport. There was a number of cabinet ministers and other dignitaries that were also present at the airport. The Prime Minister was accorded a ceremonial guard of honor, and he also happened to witness a vibrant cultural performance by members of the Indian diaspora as well as local Seychellois artists at the airport. Following the airport reception, the two leaders traveled together to the National Botanical Garden, where the Prime Minister planted a sapling of the iconic Coco de Mer palm in the presence of President Ermeni, thereby taking forward the initiative that he has started in India and that has gone around the world now in the form of Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam, a tree for mother. The two leaders also spent a few minutes visiting the giant Aldabra tortoise enclosure in the garden. You would recall that Seychelles had gifted 4 of these tortoises to India, 2 in 2014 and another 2 in 2018. And both, in fact, the Coco de Mer plant and the Aldabra tortoise are enduring symbols of Seychelles and reflect this country's unique heritage. At a special function later yesterday, the Prime Minister gifted a fast patrol vessel named L'Espoir, which means hope in Creole, to the special Seychelles Defence Forces. And in addition to this fast patrol vessel, 10 utility vehicles and 5 laser radial boats were also handed over to the Seychelles Defence Forces to enhance their capabilities. In the evening yesterday, President Ermeni hosted a banquet at State House in honor of the Prime Minister. This morning, the Prime Minister and the President conducted extensive discussions at State House, both in the restricted as well as the delegation level talks formats. As I mentioned earlier, the discussions covered the full gamut of our long-standing bilateral relations, and it was also an opportunity for the two leaders to take stock of the developments since President Ermeni's own visit to India in February 2026. The leaders reaffirmed their commitment to further strengthening this partnership and agreed to explore new avenues of cooperation in emerging areas such as artificial intelligence, marine science, cybersecurity, and space. Before I come to some of the outcomes and the agreements that were signed during this visit, I also want to note, as you would have seen, that at the State House, in a special gesture, President Dr. Patrick Ermeni conferred upon Prime Minister the distinction, the Guardian of the Blue Horizon. This is the first time that this distinguished honor has been bestowed, and it was conferred on Prime Minister for his distinguished leadership and steadfast commitment towards sustainable development, climate resilience, blue economy, and advancing the aspirations of small island developing states, or as the Prime Minister calls them, large ocean countries. These aspects of sustainable development, climate resilience, environmental conservation, blue economy, have been themes that have long been championed by the Prime Minister at the national level and on the international stage as well. And therefore, today's recognition and today's distinction comes only as a natural follow-up to several such recognitions that Prime Minister has received around the world. And certainly in this context, what comes to mind is the Seoul Peace Prize that he was conferred in 2018, the UN Champions of the Earth distinction in 2018, earlier this year, the Agricola medal that he was awarded by the FAO, and now this distinction of the Guardian of the Blue Horizon. It once again serves to showcase the leadership role of the Prime Minister in these very important areas of combating climate change and preserving our shared environment. Earlier today, at the invitation of the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Azarel Ernesta, the Prime Minister addressed an extraordinary sitting of the National Assembly. He's the first Indian Prime Minister to address the National Assembly of Seychelles. A short while ago, the leader of the opposition of Seychelles, His Excellency Mr. Bernard Georges, called on the Prime Minister. The two leaders discussed further enhancing India-Seychelles bilateral ties, and in particular how to get the youth of the two countries further engaged in the development of these relations. Later today, the Prime Minister will attend the Golden Jubilee celebrations of the independence of Seychelles as the guest of honor. As some of you probably know already, a contingent from the Assam Rifles in India and an Indian Navy marching band will also participate in these celebrations. Participation of such units has been the tradition between the two countries. On this occasion, two Indian naval ships, INS Tarkash and INS Sikshak, will also be docked at Port Victoria to mark this very special occasion. Now, in terms of the outcomes, I think you heard both leaders earlier today making their press statements, so some of the information is already with you, but let me share some of the main outcomes once again. As I mentioned earlier, this is the 50th year of India-Seychelles bilateral relations, and in order to commemorate the occasion, Prime Minister and President Ermeni launched a special logo symbolizing the enduring partnership between the two countries. In addition to the fast patrol craft and the utility vehicles that were handed over, the Prime Minister also handed over a consignment of 500 metric tons of rice to strengthen the food security of Seychelles, and 8,500 metric tons of cement to address the infrastructure sector challenges that Seychelles is facing on account of the crisis in West Asia. As part of our ongoing cooperation in the health sector, the first tranche of 6 ambulances to strengthen public health care and emergency medicine services in Seychelles was also handed over. 2 paramedics from India have also arrived in Seychelles to train the technicians here and integrate them seamlessly into the healthcare system of Seychelles. Prime Minister and President Ermeni also did a virtual groundbreaking of the Seychelles Professional and Technical Education Center, which is being constructed under the special economic package announced earlier this year. This will further contribute to the efforts already underway in the human resource development sector between the two countries. Seychelles has also joined the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, which reflects its commitment to strengthening disaster resilience cooperation. Several memoranda of understanding and agreements were signed between the two countries. A full list is available on our website. I want to make particular mention of a few of those. The two sides have concluded an umbrella line of credit agreement which will be extended in rupees and amounts to 1,250 crore rupees. It will be used to support priority development projects in Seychelles. The National Payments Corporation of India and the Central Bank of Seychelles also signed a memorandum of understanding for deploying the unified payment interface from India in Seychelles. The two sides have also signed an extradition treaty aimed at combating transnational crime and a memorandum of understanding on cooperation in exploration of outer space for peaceful purposes. I also want to mention before I close that during the course of the discussions today, President Ermini made a proposal requesting Indian assistance in the provision of an advanced light helicopter and in setting up centers in Seychelles devoted to cybersecurity and artificial intelligence. And the Prime Minister welcomed these proposals and immediately signaled that India would look into these proposals and take them forward in a very positive, with a very positive frame of mind. So the two sides will engage in further discussions on these new proposals that have been received from the Seychelles side. The two sides also had a brief discussion on the regional situation, principally the crisis in West Asia, as well as challenges in the Indian Ocean. In the end, I would say that, as Prime Minister also noted in his address and in his remarks during discussions today, the Indian Ocean, which is where both Seychelles and India are located, is not an ocean that separates the two countries. It links the two countries, and it is for both countries an ocean of opportunity. And ties between the two countries will continue to be based on trust, on respect, and on an understanding of the mutual priorities and interests of both countries. So let me stop there. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to try and answer them. Thank you.
Okay, the floor is open now. Please do introduce yourself as you ask your question. You can go ahead, please.
So I'm Munmun Bhattacharya from Doordarshan India. Was there any discussion on a direct shipping line between India and Seychelles and more aviation links?
Do you have a question there, ma'am?
Sir, my name is Anmol Kumar from INS. What kind of assistance India has been provided to Seychelles as far as development cooperation is concerned, and as a timeline setup of ties? Timeline setup
for these development cooperation.
Yes.
Okay. Please.
Mariana was from SBC. It's about Assumption Island. We know that sometimes when the Seychelles media says something, the Indian media says something else. Some say it's a facility. India is going to help Seychelles with a postcard facility run by Seychelles, but some are still saying that India is going to build a military base. So I want to hear it from you. What is your plan for Assumption? This is my first question, and my second is you've given all this donation, which I know, I'm sure Seychelles, we appreciate it very much. Do you expect anything from Seychelles? Thank you.
So we can take these questions.
Thank you. So on the question of shipping and aviation links, I would only say that greater connectivity between the two countries is certainly something that was a subject of discussion between the two sides today. Naturally, when it comes to establishing dedicated shipping lines or dedicated aviation links, these are naturally decisions that are in the hands of private commercial operators. So while the two countries certainly recognize the importance of these links, we've undertaken to have a discussion with the concerned actors, whether it is in the shipping industry or in the aviation industry, and ask them to look at the possibilities that might be there for setting up these links. But certainly connectivity is a major priority, and we would certainly like to take that forward and see as much progress as possible in those areas. On development cooperation, I think I provided a considerable amount of detail on everything that was done during this visit, and what we also agreed during the visit of President Ermeni to India in February this year. We are already, as you are probably aware, we have a special economic package of US $175 million that we've announced. That includes $125 million of concessional financial assistance, the agreement for which was signed and exchanged today in the presence of the two leaders. And there is also a portion of that special economic package which is completely grant assistance, which is $50 million. And all of these will cover projects in priority sectors in Seychelles, priorities that will be decided by the government of Seychelles. I would imagine, and I have some familiarity from previous discussions between the two sides, that these priorities include the areas of social housing, for instance, green mobility, maritime security, education, healthcare, digital public infrastructure, capacity building, and people-to-people exchanges. And as I mentioned in my earlier remarks, today there were a few new ideas that were presented, for instance, in the form of cooperation on cybersecurity, setting up cybersecurity facilities, and setting up artificial intelligence related facilities, as well as the provision of certain aviation platforms. So we will take all of these projects forward in the development cooperation space. Madam, your question related to Assumption Island. Look, this is something on which there has been a discussion quite a long time ago. I just want to clarify what India's stance on these kinds of projects is, which is that any project that we undertake in Seychelles, or for that matter any foreign country, is ultimately guided by the priorities and the interests of the host government and the authorities in the host country. And we are firm believers in the principle that any kind of cooperation, development cooperation, security-related cooperation, or defense cooperation, must ultimately be aligned with the interests and desires of the people of the country. In this case, it must be aligned with the interests and priorities of the government of Seychelles and the people of Seychelles. So we have not specifically spoken about this during the ongoing visit, but it is something that we would be open to hearing about should the government of Seychelles raise this matter. I do understand that there are some ideas that the authorities here have about what to do, and if they feel that these are areas in which we can assist them, we would be very happy to do so. On the yes, you had a question about expectations from Seychelles. Look, we are in a relationship like this. These are not transactional relationships. These are relationships based on respect, based on trust, and based on friendship. And I would, if you were to, really press me hard and ask me what do I expect, I would say friendship, and that's really the last word. Thank you.
Gunmun, you have a question? Please.
Can I ask two questions?
Please.
Okay, one is that when I spoke to the Foreign Minister of Seychelles, he did express his hope or expectation for a comprehensive economic partnership agreement. He referred to tuna exports. A lot of them go to EU and France. He said that he would like more to go to India as well. And another is, I was wondering if this relationship is already a comprehensive strategic partnership, because there's so much of strategic cooperation that has been happening, or is there a formal designation as yet or not?
Well, on the tuna and I mean the comprehensive economic partnership thing, I can confirm that there have been discussions on this issue. I mean, right now, actually, the bilateral trade is not very large, but it would make sense, I think, given the significance of specific economic activities to the economy of Seychelles. I think it would make sense to perhaps explore this idea, and we will take it back to authorities in India and try and see what we can do with this. On the designation of the partnership, I don't think there is any formal designation yet, but I think your assessment is absolutely right. There is enough in the relationship, especially what has been achieved during the current visit, for it to be regarded as a very, very substantive partnership already.
आपको सवाल पूछना है?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Sir, ITC training for Seychelles has been significant. Can you elaborate a bit more on it? And second is, has any timeline been for the launch of UPI and digital payment system between the two countries?
You probably are referring to ITEC cooperation.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Seychelles is a fairly significant user of, I don't know how many ITEC slots do you have annually? 90. So, yeah, there's considerable use of ITEC training in a variety of areas by Seychelles. Timeline for UPI, I believe it will be operational by the end of the year, isn't it? Yeah. So the target is to get it operational by the end of the year.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we close this session. Thank you very much for your participation.
तो आप ये सीधी तस्वीरें देख रहे थे सेशल्स की राजधानी विक्टोरिया से, जहां पर विदेश मंत्रालय की ओर से विदेश सचिव विक्रम मिस्री प्रेस वार्ता को संबोधित कर रहे थे प्रधानमंत्री की मौजूदा सेशल्स यात्रा को लेकर, जो अभी तक प्रधानमंत्री के तमाम इंगेजमेंट्स रहे हैं। दोनों ही देशों के बीच में जो सहयोग और समझौते को लेकर बात आगे बढ़ी और साथ ही साथ प्रधानमंत्री के संबोधन की क्या कुछ बड़ी बातें रही हैं, भविष्य में दोनों देशों ने किस प्रकार से आगे बढ़ने को लेकर सहयोग और समझौते पर सहमति जताई है, इन तमाम बातों का जिक्र विदेश सचिव ने अपनी इस प्रेस वार्ता में किया। फिलहाल यहाँ पर एक छोटे से ब्रेक के लिए रुकते हैं, बहुत जल्द हाजिर होते हैं।
खाने में मेरी क्वीन के लिए क्या